Well, as long as you can hear me now, we'll go ahead and we'll dive into it then. Well, thank you so much for all jumping in on the call this evening. I'm just going to start over because I was just talking away a minute ago. Again, this is Marcus Brigham. I bring you all greetings from the Mile High City of Denver, Colorado. We are tremendously excited to have all of you here. Let me just say this. We have a lot of amazing things that are getting ready to happen here with BrainAbundance. You all, starting February the 1st, we're going to be doing what we call a series, a launch call series. We're going to be launching something major, something absolutely major. We have what's called Project 3000, and over the next 90 days, ladies and gentlemen, it is going to be absolutely amazing. Now, what we're going to be doing over that 90-day stretch is doing an all-out massive action, which basically means those of you that are here for the first time, those of you that have already been in the business, we're going to give you opportunity to launch your business on February the 1st, which basically means that you're going to have a call that you can funnel someone to every single night. We believe in our organization, ladies and gentlemen, that we need to be activity-oriented, which means we got to be sharing the product, sharing the plan, sharing the product, sharing the plan over and over and over again, ladies and gentlemen. So we're going to make that possible through this series of launch calls that we're going to do. For those of you that are here, I know many of you are all tied with Kai as well as myself, and so we just have a phenomenal organization that's growing. I've got Mr. Anthony Tord on the line with me here, who's one of the leaders as well, that's making a lot of major things happening within the company. But for those of you that are here for the first time, let me just go ahead and dive into why we're so excited about this company, BrainAbundance. The bottom line, ladies and gentlemen, just a little bit about myself and how I found this company. My background, I played professional football with the New England Patriots as well as the Oakland Raiders. I even spent time over in what was called NFL Europe at the time. I played with the Rhine Fire and the Berlin Thunder. I also spent my collegiate time with the University of Wyoming. And I tell people what intrigued me really about this business was, you know, one of the records when I was in college, I broke a record that was called the all-time leader in what's called rushing attempts, which basically means that no one had ever been tackled more than I had been. And, of course, when, now that I'm, of course, 37 years old, I've got 4 kids, my wife and I, it's one of those things where I'm really concerned about the scare that's happening. More and more that you turn on television, you're starting to see CNN talk about it, doing documentaries on how powerful the brain is and what it's doing to athletes out there. But not only that, just when you start to hear some of these studies, ladies and gentlemen, every single thing that we do begins in the mind, everything. So when we talk about just even our daily routine, for those, we get up in the morning, when you go to work, whatever it is that you have to focus on for the day, ladies and gentlemen, everything we do starts in the mind. And so when I ended up hearing about this phenomenal product, and I thought about it, and I said, here's an opportunity to really participate in a space that really is untapped. And so for those of you that are here for the first time, let me just tell you, you are actually at a very unique place in your life. I don't know what it is that brought you here. Maybe the word opportunity meant a lot to you. Maybe you're that person that's looking for an extra $500 to $1,000 per month. Maybe you're that person, an extra, $2,000 to $3,000 could change things drastically for your family. Maybe you're somebody who's financially you're doing very well, but for you, you're just ready to do something different. You want to have a little bit more time freedom. Well, the thing I love about this industry is that's exactly what it does. It provides people with that opportunity. And so when I saw what was happening over here with BrainAbundance, when I saw this product that was formulated, of course, by our Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Barunzi, a gentleman that has devoted the last literally 20 years of his life focusing on studying the mind. You talk about 13 core ingredients that are infused in this product, ladies and gentlemen. Dr. Barunzi completely knocked it out the park with this product. As an athlete, one thing I do is I really pride myself in what I put in my body. And so one thing that I did is I made sure that what was on that bottle, ladies and gentlemen, that it was good stuff. And let me tell you, when I went to PubMed.gov, which is the United States National Library of Medicine, I spent time literally typing in each ingredient. I was looking through literally a lot of the different articles that they had out there. We're talking about thousands of articles written by some of the most prestigious medical universities around the world, some of the most amazing doctors that have dedicated their lives to the study of medicine. For them to write third-party documentation on the ingredients that are infused in our products, ladies and gentlemen, that got me tremendously excited. Because when I look at where we are right now in this society, a society where people are dealing with so much stress, people are dealing with so much anxiety, a lot of kids are taught at a early age to start, getting on certain drugs. And so it's one of those type of things that we have such a major need in the marketplace. When you start talking about mental clarity, being able to focus, how many times have parents been called in the middle of the day because maybe their son or daughter is having issues with focusing? It's one of those things, ladies and gentlemen, again, it's such a wide open space, and I got tremendously excited about that. And so to have a product like that I can literally take every single day, which is going to allow me to fuel my brain with what it needs every single day so that it can reach maximum potential, that meant so much to me. And so not only to me as an athlete, but it gave me so much excitement to know that I can actually take this product out to anybody out there, ladies and gentlemen. It doesn't matter if they're a stay-at-home mom, to a stay-at-home father, to the business professional out there that's traveling all over the world, to the teachers of the world. Anybody out there, ladies and gentlemen, can take this product. And so that got me tremendously excited. And then when I had an opportunity to really get to know Eric Caparisi, our CEO, a gentleman that really I didn't need to have an introduction to because I knew a lot about him. I had been in this industry for the last 10 years, and, of course, when you've been in this industry and you meet certain people, you just tend to kind of learn about them. So I knew that he was a phenomenal leader because it was one of those situations where I've watched this guy make a lot of money in this industry as a distributor. And for me as someone, just like all of you, I am an independent business owner of my own BrainAbundance business, just like all of you on this call. The bottom line is I knew that I had a CEO that understood the things that I would be dealing with as I built my business. And that's very important because I can tell you the traditional business, it's different, you all, than what we do here online. And so it's very important to really align yourself with a visionary like Eric Caparisi, someone that truly understands here's what the field needs, here's what's happening in the industry, here's how we can come in as a company and really change and shift the vision that's happening. And I'm going to definitely let Anthony Torch share a little bit about that vision because, this is a gentleman, and speaking of Anthony, a gentleman that I have had the privilege of watching over the past few years, a gentleman that have a great amount of respect for, who has built large organizations, made plenty of money in this industry. And I remember when he reached out to me and we connected in regards to this business, he was absolutely floored. And, my thing is, what I want to do is turn this call over really quickly over to Anthony. Anthony, if you can just share with people that are here for the first time, people that have been in the business, what it was about this opportunity that really stood out to you, and just really share your vision and where you see this company heading.
Thanks so much, Marcus, and as always, unbelievable job. I'm so glad to be connected with you and Kai and Eric Caparisi and everybody. It really comes down to this. As awesome as a presentation as Marcus is doing right now, all of us have been on conference calls. We've viewed companies. I get calls regularly. For those of you who are in the industry, you probably get contacted about opportunities all the time. And after a while, they all begin to sound the same. And so many of you, and by the way, I was floored with the amount of people jumping on the call since it was a last-minute call. So it just shows you that many people are looking for opportunity. And there's a reason that you're still looking. We know whether you've not been in the industry or you've been in the industry that there's a better way. And what I want to do is just draw a distinction that is so extremely powerful for you right now. And at the end of it, I hope that you will agree that BrainAbundance really is the only opportunity, unless you're going to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars in a franchise, if you have hundreds of thousands to invest in some sort of stock or investment. But when it comes to leveraged residual income, the idea that we've all fallen in love with, the idea, the dream that you can create residual income, I went and looked at over 200 companies. And in some cases I would fly out, meet the company owners. I would get involved in the businesses for a while. I would study the compensation plans. And, it's really important for me to draw this distinction for you because all of you have in some way have done the same thing, whether it be watching videos online. You could be with any company. It's very easy to get into our industry these days. But here's the thing is, what if you could be in the only company that is doing it in a completely new way? That's really the question that you want to be asking yourself tonight because, like I say, there's so many options out there. Well, obviously one major distinction is that we're entering a space that is brand new, and Marcus hit on that beautifully. I mean, when you become aware of just how powerful the movement is with the brain, you can turn on public television now. Dr. Oz, there's an app called Lumosity where 50 million people with an interest in the brain are using it. This is all over the last year. It's brand new. Everybody's talking about it. So being first to market, that's a huge thing. But let me just draw this out. We're the only company that operates in what's called as a cloud-based marketing company. And what that means is so powerful because here's a company that operates in a way using the latest technologies to deliver the products that we have worldwide without, and here's the key, large investments in huge buildings that cost, in some cases, millions of dollars, large salaries to CEOs and corporate executives that, Marcus and I joke around, they have meetings about the meetings they're going to have. And what's happening is all that money that's getting spent on that and multi-million-dollar rollout conventions and on, and fly-ins. Eric Caparisi was talking about it last night, flying people into the company. Every time you see a company putting on the big show, that money is leaving your pocket and going to someone else's pocket. So being set up as a cloud-based marketing company got me extremely excited. You're going to learn about the product, our incredible system, our incredible leadership, but all of this happens when you understand that money is being put back into your pockets instead of in the traditional infrastructure. So here's the bottom line. We have no competition. There's literally no company out there, I'm aware of all of them, that does business this way. So what's going to happen is we're going to be able to pay you quicker, faster, and deeper than any compensation plan out there. And here's the bottom line is if you have time to spend, why not get paid 5 times more than any other opportunity? I mean, just yesterday I was approached by somebody, the same story, cutting edge this, cutting edge that, everything, that you would think about in a great opportunity. But when you rip apart the infrastructure, BrainAbundance pays 5 times more than this new cutting-edge company. And the old, standby companies that are billion-dollar companies, they're great, but we probably pay, 5 to 8 times more. So when I saw that the way this business was set up, that we had a product that we could ship worldwide, and we're already in 90 countries, and we can do business in all of them. We're setting up distribution centers all over the world. And so when you have a chance to get in first in an opportunity that is going to spread around the world, and all you have to do is a small effort and the team system where you're going to have people show up in your business that you didn't even bring in. When you have all that in place, there's nothing left to decide. And so when you're looking at this compensation plan, the other big thing is being able to max out the compensation plan with only 3 people. I cannot stress that enough. There's no other opportunity out there that is set up the way we're set up and gives you the ability to do something small, and then everybody does something small. You can build literally a 6-figure income off of getting 3 people who get 3 people, and so on and so forth. And then when you add to that the low startup cost, the system comes with it, the low monthly carrying cost, there's just no opportunity like it out there. And so what I always like to say, and I'll say this in closing, Marcus, is, all of us can learn one of 2 ways. And one of the things you're going to find with BrainAbundance is it's attracting leaders who have been in the industry for 20, 30 years, etc. And what they're all saying without fail is that this is the company, this is the opportunity that they've been looking for. So the 2 ways to learn are by your own and by someone else's. And so take our word for it. Everything we've shared with you tonight is based on years of experience, so save yourself a lot of time and jump in with us, because we're going to do something extremely exciting. Hey, Marcus, back to you, buddy.
Hey, I appreciate you, Tony, so much for everything that you're doing. Anthony, I want you to stay with me for a quick second, because here's one thing I want to ask you is, I've said it so many times, and I feel like I'm saying it over and over and over again, but I want to hear from you. When we talk about helping people win in this industry, you and I, we've been tremendously blessed. We've made a lot of money in this industry, but can you explain to people just how difficult it is sometimes out there to make money in a lot of these other companies, and over here, when the simplicity of this system, and then when you're talking about a brand new person can come in and have success, that was the thing that was really the light switch for me, Anthony, was that I can actually take this to someone that has never done this industry before, where in the past I've been hesitant to do that because sometimes it sounds good for the everyday person, but when they get in, it doesn't really connect the way that they thought it was going to connect. When you saw this whole system and everything laid out, what immediately came to your attention about it?
Well, here's the funny thing is, what I knew about you, Marcus, and what led me to look into what you were up to was that I knew that you were well known for finding programs that anybody could do. And so, these were not high-cost programs and so forth. So when I was thinking about an opportunity, I said, hey, let me see what Marcus is doing. As soon as I took the tour and I understood and I put together all of the pieces, I said, oh, my goodness, I have found what I'm looking for. And here's the bottom line is, I could tell everybody all the facts, all the figures, but when you just know in your gut that you've seen something that literally you could go to a teacher that deserves more income in their lives and more free time and time freedom, and you can go to them and say, you know what, with an hour a day and our system, you can actually be successful. But here's the thing is, I actually believe it. There were so many opportunities that I was in that I would hope the best for other people, but when you're talking about spending, $1,300 to get involved, going out of the house 2 nights a week to a meeting, trying to drag people out of their world into that meeting to view a presentation, compensation plans that were designed to pay only the top 1% of the people because of their infrastructure, and then a product that everybody can use. Not just some people, but we're talking about children. We're talking about teenagers, elderly people. It doesn't matter, athletes. This has worldwide appeal. But at the end of the day, here's what it came down to. It really comes down to this. We have a system that literally, if I bring you into the business tonight, I can say, you know what? It's 85, 65, and 3. And what do I mean by that? Well, I saw where you could literally start a business. We're talking with the product, the distribution centers, the system. We're talking about everything in place for $85. And then on a monthly basis, you had one product, not 20 products to choose from, not $200 a month in auto ship, but a $59 product every month that you're going to use and love, and that's all you had to do to build your business. That was the only cost to your business, and what do you get with that? You get everything. And then when I saw the compensation plan, this is what blew me away, because I saw where literally you could max out the compensation plan with just getting 3 people. And how do you get to those 3 people? We have a system that I honestly had been researching. I've been looking into how to have one of these systems, and I found out that it costs thousands of dollars to create. And in fact, I couldn't even find the person to create it for me. And so when I stumbled across it and I saw what's called our Powerline system, whereby you go out and you share one link with people. You're not dragging them out to a meeting. You're not bringing products over to their house to demonstrate. You're simply saying, here's a link that you could fit into your day. You can access it right now from your cell phone, wherever you are, and you could be taken into the inside of my system to view a presentation, and then the system starts following up automatically with emails to tell that person that there's a conference call on Wednesday night, that people are being placed underneath of them. The system is actually doing all the work. So I'm over here working my job. I'm handing this link out, and my whole goal is to just bring 3 people in, and then they go out and do the same thing. I thought, oh, my goodness. You know, I brought a good pastor friend of mine, I think he might even be on the line, Pastor Chris Gregus, brought him in the business, and he said, you know what, man, this just might be too easy because people are thinking that, business needs to be difficult. So probably the biggest challenge we'll have is that this is so easy that people can't believe it. So that's really what excited me. And honestly, the last thing is just something, you can't duplicate. I mean, if you ever have a chance to work with a team of people, that's really one of the other things that absolutely excited me, to work with Marcus Brigham, to work with Kai Lowe, to work with Eric Caparisi. I mean, to me, when you combine all that together, that's a dream come true. So anyway, I hope I did a good job answering your question, Marcus. So, that's what got me excited.
Absolutely, absolutely. And you guys, things that we try to do is we try not to script this. We try to be as real and as authentic as possible because that's this industry. We have such a fun time doing it. And so, that's what we try to provide. And again, over the next 90 days, and here's what's going to happen. February 1st, you all, is when we're going to be launching the 90-day Blitz. And so me personally, I'm just kind of tell you my game plan. I have some phenomenal leaders that I need to reach out to. I've got some good friends of mine that play professional football that I want to reach out to. I've got some teachers at my wife's university that she's teaching at that I'm going to reach out to. You guys, I have too great of a product not to talk to some of the people that I know. And so just so that you all understand positioning and timing, I haven't even started. So I want everybody to understand on this call here, if you're here, you're at the right place because right now the company doesn't have that many people in there. And so everybody you're basically founding members of this opportunity. I want you to grab that. I want you to literally hold it over your head and so that you can look at it and visualize. You guys, you're founders of a movement that's getting ready to happen. And so I challenge you to write those names down and go to those people that you consider to be strong people of influence that know a lot of people. Take this to them. I've got a lot of people, you guys, that I'm getting ready to take this to. Tons of people. I encourage you to do the same thing. Take it to your doctors. Take it to your church groups. Take it to the people around you, everywhere you are. Anyone that you talk to, you need to share this with. And then when you talk about utilizing Facebook, be very respectful when you're using it, but have a sense of urgency. Again, come February 1st, you guys, it's going to be all-out, massive action. If you have not talked to certain people, here's what I don't want to have happen. You're going to end up calling them back after you wait till this business serves as self-evident. Then you're going to want to run to tell somebody about it, and they're going to say, why didn't you tell me? And so I want to make sure that I personally don't make that mistake. I have some people I need to call, and I'm going to start reaching out to some people tonight. I've got a good friend of mine, in fact, that called me earlier today who's in a phenomenal business out there, strong leader. He played professional football. I'm going to reach out to him, you all, as soon as I hang up, because I need to let people know what we're doing. And so, I am just tremendously excited about what's happening right now. I'm excited about the vision of the team. And more than anything, what I like about this opportunity is you don't have to be great at this business. You just have to be busy. You just have to be excited. And you have to paint the picture of what you want in your life. 2014 is going to be a life-altering year, not just for you, but for other people around you. Don't keep this gift to just yourself, you all. We got to go out there and share this with others. So with that said, ladies and gentlemen, again, we're going to be doing a series of launch calls. Again, February the 1st is the first official launch day call, but we're going to be doing side calls leading up to then. We're going to be doing three-way calls. Many of you know that I was reaching out to a group that's in Nigeria early this morning at 1 a.m. doing webinars, you all. Here's my thing is, and I'll leave you with this. Remember, you will never say the right thing to the wrong person, nor will you say the wrong thing if they're the right person. My thing is, again, don't worry about how you present this. Am I presenting it wrong? Well, I have to learn this. I have to learn that. You guys, just go to someone, be authentic, and just know that if I share something powerful with them and I know that I'm trying to do it for the right reason, you all, it's going to happen for you. So with that said, you all, if you were invited onto this call by a leader, get back with them. Go to their website. If you want to know more information about the 13 core ingredients that are in the products, you all, the person that brought you onto this website, to this call, they will give you their personal BrainAbundance website. You can go and order product if you want, but I would tell you to take it a step further, make a decision, get involved in this outstanding vision that we have here with BrainAbundance. So from our team to yours, from the corporate office, God bless each and every one of you. Stay connected to our Facebook group. We're getting ready to take this company, you all, to the next level. With that said, I'll see all of you at the top. Take care. Well, as long as you can hear